right, good morning, everybody. This is Marilyn. Do we have some audio? I think maybe. Great, thanks. Um, well, good morning. What a fine Thursday morning this is. This is Welcome to My World, um, November the 5th. It's almost 8:30. We have significant news numbers coming out right at 8:30. So if you're in a trade, I would have my stops, watch them really closely, and if you were just thinking about getting in a trade, I'd give it a few minutes. Unemployment claims and preliminary non-farm productivity, preliminary unit labor costs, and then we've got some of these right at 8:30 and again at 8:10. There's a couple of the FOMAC members that are speaking, and then two more of them this afternoon. I don't know what effect that might have, but I would be cautious. So let's see. I think Wayne asked me a question about these charts, uh, and Tony's getting to you, Wayne, because I don't know how to fix that when it's all those the most of those charts are coming from the cloud, and I have no control over those. The only thing I can control is the crude oil charts, which are on my computer, and they get put in the room by the camera feature used by Hotcom. So anyway, this morning I don't see too awfully much, except the indices overnight have drifted up a little bit. The dollar is still screaming higher, which is, I guess, amazing to some people and not so much to others. The Canadian dollar had a really bad day yesterday, and it's been in a little bit of a range since, so we'll see if it continues on that down move. It tends to trade in correlation to crude oil because the Canadian economy is crude oil is a significant, all the energy sector is a significant factor of the Canadian economy. And having said that, we'll see what the day brings. Brent is in a pretty tight range, and the VIX closed last night a little over 15.5. So we'll see if that holds. Anyway, this morning when I look at crude oil and I'm looking for trades, I'm looking here and thinking, I don't see any. So don't push this. Overnight, crude oil has been in a really tight range. And one of the things when you look at this, if you've been away from your computer and then you bring it up and check to see if you're looking at crude oil or any other market, look at these range, expected range boxes. They are so skinny and so teeny and so little. These are all set to 60 minutes. What is this? This is about 5 o'clock in the morning to 6. It made a whole grand total of about 5 bars, and then it's taken in a couple of these hour timelines, it didn't even make one. So that's extremely low volume and very little movement. Don't try to trade anything that's not moving. It's the movement that will give us the trade setups, and the only thing that makes it move is orders. If there's no orders, there's nothing to trade. The 210 tick chart is a little more helpful when it's moving very slowly. Keep in mind this 210 chart is moving twice as fast as the 12 tick. In a fast market, this 210 is useless because it literally will run away with you. It goes so fast. But in a market like this, it's a lot easier to see. I still would be, look at the volume in crude oil. It's less than 60,000 contracts. Do you know what it was yesterday afternoon when the open outcry was closing? It was over 400,000. So there's a big difference in volume, which translates to a big difference in orders. Having said that, this is the time to just kind of wait, see what happens. The news has come out, and it looks like the indices are not receiving it too well, but they're not overly unhappy about it, at least right now. Today might be a good day if crude oil stays in this very tight range and it does not want to move out of here. It's hugging a settlement. We have red E's right now. The indicators are telling us that we can expect a down movement, but when there isn't any movement, it's going to have to do something to tell us if we want to trade or not. So I'm going to be watching TF today also, and I marked up the chart from yesterday. I'm going to pull this over here just in case anybody is interested. And I'm going to in the forum over the weekend, I will get a post put up with specific rules of what it is I see on here. But these are entries coming off of these lorry slingshots. These candles are caused by the market pulling back a little bit, and then when it does and it springs forward, it gives it a little energy to go up. So there were 1, 2, 3 of these. This is an elevator. Lori sees those a little bit better than I do. I would caution you about taking, this is a perfect one right here. This candle, it's perfect. You know what the problem with it is? If you took that at the top of this at 1192, in order for you or for me, because I am going for 15 ticks on these are scalps, I don't have the confidence that I'm going to get 15 ticks when it's bumping its head on the high of the day. So you do have to use a little common sense here. Don't be taking these down in here. There's some great ones, but they're headed right into the low of the day. You don't know if this is going to give you 2 ticks, 0 ticks, 15 or 90. So best thing when you're in doubt is to stay out. This is an elevator right here. Another good. I've marked these, but my box here I wanted to show you. When it gets like this and it's down here at the low of the day, this is not a good place to be trading anything, because it's chopping around down here deciding if it's going to break the low, if it's going to bounce off the low. Just stay out of it until the bus driver decides really and truly what he's going to do. And look at the time of day. This is 11 o'clock in the morning to about 12:30. Trading indices in that timeline is probably not the best idea, because the traders have started up about 9:30, and by 11, 11:30, 12, they're all going to lunch. So let them get over it. This is about the 3 Ps, being very picky about your entries and patient to let your trade develop in order to get paid. So I'll watch for some more of those today, and usually that is a little bit slower. market than crude oil. Crude oil is very difficult to call trades, trade, and manage the trade and pay attention to a bunch of other stuff all at the same time. So we will see what the day brings. And I will come back at noon and we'll go over any possible trades. So this has been my view from my world in Apex land, brought to you by Apex Investing. Thanks.